Hello again to all the extraordinary people subscribed to this YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. HemingwayLand.com, your source, quality, affordable land. This is our preview, the weekly preview of all the properties going live on the website for tomorrow, Friday, September 3rd, 2021. Before we get to that, I should say that I'm contemplating a new segment in the weekly videos entitled Nutty Emails I Received This Past Week. Nutty Emails I Received This Past Week. How do I know this isn't a scam is a question that is asked exclusively in phone call form. We never get an email like that. Emails, however, do range from nutty questions like, hey, this property that's marked sold, can I buy that? Is that still available? What? No. What? I don't even understand that question. Also, so that's a large segment of nutty emails. Another segment of nutty emails that we get each week is this land buildable? Can I build on this land? I don't know what land is for sale in America that you can't build on. There's federally protected land, there's state parks, things like that. Sure, those you can't build on, but they're not usually for sale, right? There's like tribal burial grounds, can't build on that. Sure. Aside from that, however, I'm drawing a blank on whatever other land would be for sale that you can't possibly develop in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But we get this question all the time. And in my mind, the simple answer to the question, aside from writing us an email, is to actually read the listing page, and it should be obvious. Whatever the case, I do want to read to you guys a nutty email I received this past week. A couple days ago. This is about one of the Hawaii properties. I would buy the such and such property for $10,000 cash at closing, subject to getting an Alta title policy, which will be paid by the seller. If interested, email me at such and such. So it's a $25,000 property. They want us to accept $10,000 for it. For those of you who are bad on the math, that's $15,000 loss, and they want us to cover the closing costs, which means at close of escrow, we'd walk away with about $6,000 on a $25,000 property. Why would you even waste the time to write this nutty email? I don't get it. Anywho, and my favorite part of that email is blah, 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 an Alta title policy. So this is somebody who thinks they actually know what they're talking about, but they don't. They do not. Anywho, oh my God, people. All right, on to the thank yous. Here we go. Here's who bought land from us these past 7 days. Thank you guys, number one, for indulging me in my weekly, kvetching. All right, in Socorro County, Nate, Christina, Sharina, Brian, Julia, Cameron, and Tracy all bought land from us out there. Thank you to them. In Torrance County, Dwayne and Sharita and Todd all bought land from us in Torrance County. And Miri, favorite person of the week, picked up the Rio Reba property, the $36,000 one, out by Lake Abiquiu. That's been sitting on the website for way longer than I ever anticipated. Here's how it works here at the North American offices of Hemingway Land. I get a property close to a body of water, and in my mind I go, oh my God, this is going to sell super fast. We're going to turn this one over in a week. And then we buy it, we list it, and like 9 months later it sells. 9 months later, by the way, after 9 months of consistent emails and phone calls about the property. But we finally found a buyer for that one. So we are in escrow with Miri. Thank you to her. Thank you to all of this week's past buyers. So for the record, guys, new properties going live on the website this week. This is what I like to call a buy week for me. This is a buy me some time week. I'm stalling because other properties have not been photographed yet because of weather, because of logistics. Things aren't out of title and escrow yet, blah, blah, blah. So we keep some properties in reserve that we can put out on the website for weeks like this. And as you can imagine, this week that includes exclusively, ba-boom, yes, we are back in Socorro County in Rio Grande Estates. 13 new properties out here, guys. 13! And by the way, since we did the bulk acquisition earlier this year, which I know most of you are watching this video, you're rolling your eyes like, oh my God, Hemingway, buy some land somewhere else. I know. But since we did the bulk acquisition earlier this past year, where we listed like over 100 properties, I've had at least a dozen occasions where people write me an email saying, are you going to have any more out there? The first 100, there's nothing in there that fits the bill? Really? Nothing that, okay. Well, yes, we will, and today is that day. So we've got 13 new properties going live today. Of course, they're all updated on the spreadsheet, guys, with helpful notations about power, about additional features, like is it a corner lot, does it back up to state land, so on and so forth. I, however, will break down the highlights, the top 6 of the new 13 properties. Here we go. First up, guys. Ba-boom! SC&M 13384. This is located in Unit 1. I'll spare you the legal description, but it's a 2-acre property just north of the highway here, obviously priced at $2,500. No financing offered on this one, but it is about 600 feet from the nearest power. This developed home site, quote unquote, has a power line easement, utility easement, whatever, right here. Stops about here. Subject properties up here, so roughly about 600 feet from there. Theoretically, should be easy to get power extended to whatever you decide to build or park here. That's number one. Next up, guys, SC&M 0020A. This is also in Unit 1, just north of Highway 60. Up here, if we zoom in on the map, you will see that this one also sits very close to power, also about 600 feet. That utility easement, however, is down here roughly about 1 block south of where the land sits. Up here should also be noted, guys, this one is a corner lot. By the way, when we say corner lot, it's a corner lot on the plat, the plat. So in real life, can you actually see where this corner exists at? It's probably not very well defined, but it is a corner lot. So if anybody ever comes along and says, hey, we're really going to develop this area and cut up these roads and make it very clear, blah, 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 you will have an easily distinguished corner lot. Anyway, next up, SC&M 0020B. This is Unit 1, Block 35, Lot 18, and I go through the trouble to give you guys the legal description because it sits adjacent to one that we have sold in the past. We reached out to that past buyer to see if he would, because, right of first refusal, okay? If we sold you one in the past, we buy one sitting next to you, we're going to give you right of first refusal. Just one of the many services we provide here at Hemingway Land. Anyway, he has passed, and by passed, I mean passed on the deal, not died. I mean he passed, as in he hasn't responded to my email. So this one's up for grabs right here, and it's notable, guys, because it has power, yet again, at the lot line. Utility easement right here. 1-acre property, boom, 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 1,500, so on and so forth. Next up, guys, SC&M 13240. This one also has power at the lot line. Now, this one has, by the way, the power is back here on the back end of the property. If you zoom in on the map and really scrutinize it, you can see it. So you will notice, guys, there is some debris around the property. Someone has not taken care of the surrounding lots. And maybe you will look at this and say, well, I don't want to buy that. In which case, I empathize. Whatever the case, do want to point out the previous owner of this land had an RV, and he left the RV on the property, and you can actually kind of see it here in satellite photos. So I got a photographer running all over 2 states trying to shoot properties, so I did not, in this particular instance, send him down to confirm the existence of the RV. But the previous owner said, I don't care, RV on property, you can keep it. We buy these things as is, we sell them as is. That means, guys, if you do buy the property and you do discover an RV out there, it is yours to keep. And let me be clear, guys, as I like to say in these videos, if it's full of, like, gold bars, they're yours to keep. You bought it as is. Hemingway Land will not litigate and pretend like we secretly owned those gold bars and we totally meant to remove them. Hey, you owe us some gold bars. Nay, and you could play this video in court if we were to do such a thing. On the flip side of that, however, the camper, the RV, may be filled with venomous snakes. You just don't know. It's a real crapshoot. But if it's out there and you buy the property, it is yours to keep, do with, disassemble, sell off, whatever. There you go, guys. Anyway, the power, by the way, right here along the back end of the property, you can kind of see the utility easement running this way. Right there. So anyway, it stops basically just short right here at the back end of this lot. Power at the lot line, free RV, so on and so forth. Next up, guys, SC&M 8128. This one is in Unit 2, just north of the highway. And if we zoom in here on the map, you will see that this one sits within 500 feet of the nearest utility easement, which is right here at Lozano, running up and down Lozano. And I believe, hang on, yeah, I think this is where it ends. Yeah, this is the last power line right here, but there's a utility easement running north-south here along Lozano, so you are 500 feet from that one. Once again, should not be difficult to get power extended to whatever you decide to park or build on the land. And last up, guys, we have, what is this? SC&M 7485. I know these reference numbers and these legal descriptions mean nothing to anyone when I rattle these off, so we're going to have these annotated below the video here, guys, in case you want to just open up that Learn More thing and scroll down. You can see what I'm talking about on the YouTube channel. Anyway, SC&M 7485, 1 acre, also $1,500. This one, guys, right down here south of Highway 60, south in Unit 16. This one has power at the lot line. As you can see, there's some kind of structure. This one actually looks like a not bad structure, some kind of barn or something, on the lot across the street from it, but there is a utility easement right here. And if we zoom in on the map, you can see power at the lot line right here, and running basically north-south along the western boundary of the property, blah, blah, blah. So once again, power extended to the subject property should be easy, should be affordable to get connected to the grid. Anyway, those are the highlights. We've got 7 other lots going live out there in Socorro County, 2 of them up in the northeast part of that subdivision out there by the foothills. I know some of you guys really like that. As always, guys, the spreadsheet's annotated. Don't look at it on a phone. You're doing yourself a real disservice. If you look at a phone, pull out a computer, pull out a laptop, pull out your iPad, whatever. Look at it there. You will be able to learn and digest this information a lot better. Anywho, coming up next week on the website, I have no idea. It could be something here. It could be something there. It all depends on weather and what gets photographed. But I think it's going to be in New Mexico. We'll see. Anyway, cross your fingers, guys. Hope, hope. All right, people, that's all for me. Thanks, as always, guys, for 10 minutes of listening to me ramble on about the esoterica of land. And I'll see you in next week's videos. Hey, guys, have a good Labor Day weekend. Thank you.